Hello, it's me. So, the Straits of Hormuz. This has become the fresh thorn in Donald Trump's side, the pebble in his presidential boot, and it's not going away. And for those of us who have been looking at this problem for quite some time, the Strait of Hormuz was kind of where it was going to end up. We've reached the point where it's shit or get off the toilet. Trump has already moved 2,500 troops, is it, out into that area, and it can only be for one reason. Not to stand on the deck of an aircraft carrier or a warship and look at the spectacular sunsets. This is boots on the ground. The Strait of Hormuz, as it's called, which isn't very straight, is flanked by tall mountains, from which you can lob any kind of munition that you care to lob, thereby making navigation and use of the Strait of Hormuz a difficult proposition at best. The only thing that is left to do as a looming oil crisis appears on the horizon is to start throwing men at the problem. By hook or by crook, the Strait of Hormuz needs to be open for business. Too many countries and the stability of many economies relies on the free flow of trade through that area. And this is exactly why the Iranians have always used it as a threat. Because it's not easily defendable and creates massive problems for other countries who use the strait to get commerce done. Trump wants to avoid boots on the ground, but what we're seeing unfold before us is mitigation, Plan B, and possibly even Plan C. Hence, his rather robust threat to hit Iran's power plants is an attempt to mitigate boots on the ground. Geographically speaking, the area is a nightmare. Militarily speaking, even more so. In order to effectively police the Strait of Hormuz, he has to put up troops above and below the strait for who knows how many miles in order to stop the attacks. The very thing that Donald Trump wanted to avoid has now been visited upon him because Iran is being belligerent. They won't back down. The head of the snake, as they call it, has been cut off. Another snake head has appeared in its place, but is nowhere to be seen. There are questions and doubts over the leadership of Iran, and yet the thing still won't die. It still won't roll over. It's not gonna capitulate, because somehow Iran, in its damaged state, understands this is where it's at its most dangerous. Add to this the various wild missile strikes that Iran is undertaking in areas that are considered allies of the US and Israel. America is finding itself increasingly between a rock and a hard place. And I can't shake the feeling that whoever's working Donald Trump behind the scenes has put him exactly where he didn't want to be. Politically, up a creek without a paddle. And as bombed out and helpless as Iran initially appears, the Iranian regime, or at least what's left of it, understands that this is the opportunity to not only spoil Israel's ambitions in the area, but they could deal a mortal blow to Donald Trump's presidency. You see, at this stage, what do they have to lose? And so, as far as Iran is concerned, its consequences be damned and let the bullets and the missiles fly. And somewhere in the communist world, China and Russia are cuddled up on the settee with popcorn. Trump has been led here, unwilling but unable to do anything about it. And his attempt to fight many wars, both personally at home and militarily across the globe, will see him weakened, with little hope of emerging unscathed, regardless of how well he does against Iran. Donald Trump still has much to offer America against the onslaught of the liberal left. But I think this military escapade into the Middle East will see his presidency be mortally wounded. Troops will go in. The war is fast changing into one of regime change, into one of occupation. And that wasn't on Trump's bingo card. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Do like, subscribe and share. It really would help the channel. And until next time, do look after yourselves.